Our aim at Wheels2Work is to help people in Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin to get into employment and to sustain the employment by solving any transport problems that they have. It was set up to break the cycle where people have no job, no money and no transport, and they find it very difficult to get out of that cycle. We very often help people in remote rural areas where there is little or no public transport. We help a lot of people who work shifts and irregular work patterns where they would be unable to get to work, and people like carers who need to travel around straight away as part of their job. We provide advice on the transport options that are available to them, and we also provide transport loans for 6 months of electric bikes, bikes and mopeds, and during that time we encourage people to save for their own transport so that they can then be independent at the end of the loan.
You've got a battery on the back, you still have to pedal it, so it's a geared bike just like a normal bike, and then you can push a button and opt to get some assistance. It's a little bit heavier than a normal bike, but you can still cycle it perfectly well without use of the battery, and it will go up to about 15 miles per hour.
I'm a support worker for adults with learning disabilities, which I absolutely love. It's really rewarding. Well, before the scheme, I'd have to get a bus one way and a taxi one way, and it was costing me altogether over a month £250. And sometimes it'd be an hour and a half to 2 hours on the end of my shift day before I got home, so it was really quite tiring. Because of this scheme, I've been able to continue in the job I really like, and I've recently completed my 6 months probation, and I've secured a full-time job there now. I've got a proper full-time contract, which is great. I've been able to save a lot of money that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise, and towards the end of this month I'm actually buying my own 125 scooter. But yeah, it is a lovely feeling to be able to get on your scooter and go where you want in your own time. Yeah, it's lovely. It's really, really nice.
We work with referral agencies who pass on people who may be in need of our help, and obviously the people who maintain the vehicles as well.
Well, we've been working with Wheels2Work, training the candidates through to doing their CBT to validate their driver's licence, to make sure that they're going to be safe out there, they're going to be legal, and they're going to enjoy the experience as well.
We look after people in their own homes to make sure that they're independent and they stay in their own homes as long as they want to, basically. Throughout my 20 years in Drayton, it's always been difficult to get drivers. And now with the Wheels2Work, at least it gives us that extra scope. Once they've got a bike or indeed a moped, then that increases their clientele, which increases their hourly pay.
I've been on job seekers for 3 months and not getting anywhere. And the job centre mentioned Wheels2Work. And then as soon as I'd had my interview with Wheels2Work and they said, yeah, you can have a moped as soon as you found a job, I got a job within a week. So if I didn't have my moped, then I couldn't have got a job, and I'd probably still be on job seekers now.
We're based about 2-3 miles outside Whitchurch, firmly in the middle of the countryside, rural location, and we have had in the past people who've wanted to join the organisation but have been unable to, basically because they can't get to work and from work.
I was about 16 and a half, and so when I first started I was getting a lift from my nan for about a week, and so then my mum found out about the Wheels2Work.
I think the scheme's a great idea, but I think also it's hopefully going to provide us with the ability to be able to recruit people and be able to point them in the direction of the scheme to enable them to become future employees, or maybe they'd be off their list because of the inaccessibility of the area.
I can go and do what I want now, so it's a bit easier. So I'm not asking everyone for a lift then, am I?